a good teacher always has to be receptive to their students' ability to understand, but that doesn't change the truth of their teaching. That is presuming their teaching is authentic and not a facade. Thank you, dear Lisa, for everything, every goddamn thing. Oh. Thank you for the beautiful satsang today. One of the radical non-dual teachers I have listened to says that the bliss that we experience in satsang or retreats is never lasting. That teacher says it's kind of artificial creation that always has the disappointing coming down to earth on the other side. He says in essence it can be like alcohol. In essence, an escape into bliss that invites frustration afterwards. Another way for the illusory me to seek fulfillment and will never find the true rest or true fulfillment in it. Because so the teaching, true rest can just be found in dropping the me entirely. Please comment. Oh yeah, thank you for the question and such accurate reflections of another teacher. Yeah, heard them say that type of thing too. Yeah, bliss is something that comes and goes. And that's really important to register. Yeah, if there's any holding on to bliss, then it becomes like alcohol, or it becomes an addiction. So, but in India, they have the saying Sat Chit Ananda. So when there is a resting in consciousness, in beingness, then that leads to bliss. And yeah, I think that's a really profound teaching. So bliss is an after effect. And when you're totally identified with the person, there is no bliss, there is no openness, there is no joy. And when there's total disidentification with the person, then that's samadhi, that's like an ultimate bliss that you're in. And what I feel happens after this realization and recognition is there is a coming to live in between. So there is a connection to that bliss or that love in every instant, but its intensity grows and disappears dependent, or grows or recedes dependent on the actions. So actions where there can be total letting go of the character, totally letting go of the world, then there will be immense bliss. And then when there is more things that are needed doing in the world, so more character is needed, then there will be less bliss and there will be an oscillation. And in order for that to happen, there has to be the letting go of the me, or letting go of the attachment to the character in between. And then there is no attachment to the bliss, to whether there's less bliss or more bliss. It's just recognized as an effect that happens. And when there is very little character, there'll be more bliss. And when there is more character, there'll be less bliss. But what breaks is the attachment to the character and then the movement back to what you are as the beingness, which I think he's calling the no me. So the no me is the breaking from being the character to being no character. So it's no longer being time bound, but a movement to the beingness of what is now. So no longer somebody looking, no longer a person looking, but there's no thing looking. which is all things. And then the bliss comes and goes in intensity. Yeah, that's really confusing for the mind. But what there cannot be, like you say, any attachment to the bliss, any wanting for the bliss will be a person, will be a seeking. And bliss is something that comes and goes, just like every other emotion. However, there is an element of it, Sat Chit Ananda, when there is a breaking of the attachment to the person. That's so complex, though. And I really understand what they're saying. They might think I'm not understanding what they're saying. That's okay too. And I think it's really important, the lack of attachment to it. Like bliss isn't it. What is it is the emptiness and the fullness, the no thing and the everything, the breaking of the attachment to the time-bound character, that you are something that exists in time. Yeah. Hope that makes sense, but please come back with other comments on that, because it's a really complex area.